many of you may know that I'm currently residing in the lovely state of Wisconsin. And many of you may also know that I'm currently staying in the second floor of a hotel. And my room is all one space. My living room is basically as wide as this couch and maybe 1.5 meters deep. So that's the current situation I am living in. Which is all fine until it feels like negative degrees outside without wind chill. In this scenario, there's nothing you can do with the dog outside. That's literally abuse. Gunner doesn't want to be outside. He scoots his butt inside so fast from going potty. I have to coax him with treats to get him to go outside potty. He has no business in the outside. I think Germany is trying to make a law where you have to leave your dog on a walk twice a day. Gunner disapproves of that law. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do anything with your dog. But, especially for my scenario, here, let me show you. You're gonna love this. This is, oh, sorry, squint, I don't know. This is the space I have to work with, where Gunner can actually do things. We don't got a lot to work with here. So, the real question is, what do I do? What am I supposed to do to entertain my dog so he doesn't just do this all day? We gotta keep his mind sharp, you know? So, I'll show you some of the things that I do with my dog to keep his brain working. So one of the first things that I like to do is do Gunner's commands with only words or with only the hand signals, because I taught him with both hand signals and words together in preparation for if something were to happen and he were to have gone blind, then he'd still have the words, but then if he goes deaf, then I still have the hand signals and he still knows what to do. So anyways, Gunner, come here. Oh, he's drooling. That was one of his tricks, for example. There we go, good boy. And now he's just freestyling, so I'm not going to reward him for that, obviously. There we go. Or I could sit down and go, Gunner, lay down. Sit. Spin. Can you spin? Good boy. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Good boy. So see, that's one thing you can do is do them with not the whole signal. It's a good way to keep his mind fresh too, because sometimes I know he only looks for signals or for words. So I don't own a Sniffle Mat currently. It's basically like a mat with tassels, but you can do kind of your own improvised Sniffle Mat, where you just kind of tuck treats and stuff. Some of them are going to be easier to get to, some of them are more difficult. We don't do this a lot because he drools a lot, but desperate times come for desperate matters, so okay, Gun. No. No. Some other things you can do is use a Kong. Those always are very helpful when it comes to things. A lot of people put things in a freezer and, well, they freeze the Kong with the stuff on them, and then it's like a nice long process for the dog to slowly get a treat, but they have to work on it for a while, so it gives the dog something to do. You can always teach your dog a new trick. Having a treadmill for your dog would really come in handy in a scenario like this, which is why I really want to get one once we move, because wintertime or moving will probably be even worse. So having a treadmill will be nice to get your dog's energy out when it's days like this and you just know your dog will be miserable outside, because you never want something you are doing with your dog to be miserable for them. You want it to be always a fun or learning experience for them. If you can tell your dog is not enjoying something, you should not push your dog to do something, especially if you want to compete with them or do things with them. It's basically setting yourself up for failure if you're going to force your dog to do something. Your dog has to want to do something. But if they think it's not going to be fun, then why would they want to do it? So those are some things you can do with your dog when the weather is awful outside and you live on the second floor of a hotel. Or if it's just you're not feeling like going outside. For whatever reason, if you're sick, these are things you can do to keep your dog still busy. But you don't have to put yourself through having to go outside and be active too, because face it, you don't always want to be active. But we also have to have empathy for our dogs, because if we have days where we don't feel like doing anything, so do dogs. So if we don't feel like going outside some days, it's always understandable when they don't feel like going outside some days. But anyways, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Sit.